What's up, everybody? I thought I would just do another installment of one of these impromptu updates. Last night was a very eventful night. Other than that initial wave that I reported about, in which I went to the bomb shelter, there were two successive waves of Iranian attacks, one happening at 1:30 in the morning here local time. The one that I think really was interesting was at 5 in the morning, and I didn't even get informed about it by the application. There's a Homefront application here that warns us in time, to go to the bomb shelter. At 5 in the morning here, I heard a lot of explosions above. The dog here, who I'm helping to take care of, look at this cutie, by the way. She came over to me at 5 in the morning as all these explosions happened, wanting to be comforted. I looked out my window and I saw quite a show of Israel's interceptors going up to meet whatever Iran was sending. Now, anything that I'm seeing is flying over. You've heard that expression back home in the States of flyover states, in middle America. Well, I'm sort of in a flyover town here in Israel. None of the ordinance being sent by Iran is targeting my particular area. I'm located between Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, much closer to Jerusalem, about 15 minutes outside of Jerusalem. And everything that Iran is sending this way is flying over me as a flyover town on the way to Tel Aviv. Now, I was shocked to see the footage here of the damage done to entire neighborhoods in Tel Aviv. 3 people have been killed, and what's interesting is that I believe in the case of all 3, but at least 2, according to the news here, they were not in their bomb shelters. They chose not to go down to their bomb shelters. So the bomb shelters are worth something, and it pays not to be callous or get used to all this stuff and not go. I plan to go, if anything, just as a part of my contract with my family back home in the States, who I promised that I would go every time to the bomb shelter. I have a feeling it's always going to be at nighttime. It's part of the psychological warfare going on with Iran. I'll be shocked if any of these attacks happen during the day. It's a beautiful day here today. I took that beautiful dog for a walk and everything was calm, and no signs of action at all, as there were throughout the night last night. The big story here in Israel, besides the attacks on Tel Aviv, was this one dimension of its attack on Iran yesterday, which was the Mossad. And I've posted this, by the way, to my Facebook page. This video will be seen on both Facebook and YouTube. But it's better to follow these updates on Facebook, because it's to that Facebook page, and I'm also posting all sorts of news stories from the war. And the one that's really stood out is the Mossad activity within Iran, particularly Mossad setting up its own drone base within Iran, on Iran soil. Okay, the Mossad somehow set up its own base within enemy territory of explosive drones that played a key role in taking out Iran's air defense systems, as well as knocking out many of their ballistic missile launchers yesterday. And by the way, that's a reason why only 100 missiles have been launched at Israel, as opposed to hundreds of missiles, because Israel's already effectively taken out much of Iran's capability to strike back. So despite the sound and light show last night, and you all saw, I'm sure, on CNN, and I also posted to Facebook, incredible footage from Tel Aviv of that sound and light show last night of incoming ballistic missiles and Israel's defenses knocking them out of the sky to the best of their ability. What a big part of that story that's probably not being emphasized back home on CNN is that it's much less than people here expected. Again, only about 100 missiles. Now, of course, every one of those missiles is dangerous, and 3 people have been killed. It's a tragedy for each of those families, but remember that this is a country of 10 million people, and so far only 3 out of 10 million have been killed. Yes, again, I know that every life is, it says, I believe in the Talmud, that every life is a world unto itself or a universe. There's people have parents, there's people have kids, there's people's families will grieve forever. I get it. But I'm trying to put things in the scale here, perspective, that in a country of 10 million people, 3 people were killed last night, and all 3, or at least 2, and maybe all 3, were killed because they chose not to go down to their bomb shelters. Anyway, folks, this is the update for now. I believe that, I think I said at the opening of the video, I think all these attacks are going to happen at night. The only other thing I'm struggling with, I was scheduled to come home tomorrow night, and it's not only that Israel shut down its entire airspace, but El Al, which is the only company flying to and from Israel, took all their planes out of the country so that they wouldn't become casualties in any of Iran's attacks. So there's not even any planes here in the country. El Al has moved its entire fleet out of the country. So if you would have asked me yesterday, what are the chances of me getting out of here tomorrow night, I would have said 50-50, because I thought it was based entirely on the closure of Israel's airspace, which I think will be opened as early as tomorrow. But it doesn't matter if it's open tomorrow and there's no fleet of airplanes. So that's the issue. But as far as I'm concerned, folks, I'm content. I told you there's no other place on earth I'd want to be right now. You've heard the expression in the book of Esther, for such a time as this. I was meant to be here. For those of us who are people of faith, who believe in the sovereignty of God, he knew I'd be here. I just finished a great cup of coffee. Iran has not managed to steal my precious coffee time in the morning, and now I'm going to sit down and read a little bit, take a break from the news, and I will keep you updated as I feel the circumstances require such updates. Thanks for everything. This has been my longest update yet. My gosh, I see it's over 7 minutes, so I better cut it short. This is Steve signing off. Bye-bye.